Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society needs a spectacle. It might help us to see some evil. This society needs a spectacle.
On A View from the Outside this week being the 30th of April 2022, we look at concerned, C-O-N-C-E-R-N-E-D, concerned. And in view of the surge in the prevalence of the Class A drug cocaine in St Vincent and the Grenadines, we ask whether Vincentians are concerned enough to raise the issue and demand action from the government so that the country and its people are spared from further destruction and damage. The Longman Dictionary defines concerned simply as worried about something. And the Macmillan Dictionary states that to be concerned is to care about what happens. Those definitions tell us that when someone is concerned about something, that someone is worried about the effects of what that thing may have. When someone is concerned about something, that someone cares about what happens in relation to that thing. When someone is concerned about something, that someone is troubled about the damage which that thing can do. When someone is concerned about something, that someone is anxious to avoid the damage which that thing can cause or can do. It is with those definitions in mind and with the concerns raised outside of the country why we, on A View from the Outside, have chosen to look at this topic today. For some time now, St Vincent and the Grenadines has been awash with cocaine. The country has been on the radar of the US authorities and the authorities in the United Kingdom as a transshipment point for cocaine coming primarily from South American countries. That concern is growing, especially in view of the vast amount of cocaine which has been uncovered in different parts of the country within recent times. Due to the constraints of time, we will not be able to cite every case of cocaine drug bust which has occurred in or pertaining to the country over the last 10 to 15 years. However, we will cite a few to demonstrate the grave concern which the prevalence of this drug has raised. In June 2012, a local newspaper in St Vincent and the Grenadines carried the headlines, "Custom Guard, 3 Venezuelans dead, substance believed to be cocaine found." That case still remains unsolved because inexplicably those alleged to be involved were granted bail and allowed to leave the country without ever facing justice. That incident has caused and continues to cause raised eyebrows and whispers throughout the country and around the Caribbean and further afield. In February 2017, the US authorities captured a fishing vessel registered in St Vincent and the Grenadines and seized 4.2 tons of cocaine worth in excess of $125 million. In 2018, a teacher from the Southern Grenadines was arrested for being in possession of what was believed to be a large quantity of cocaine. In 2020, it was reported internationally that the Greek authorities, aided by the US Drug Enforcement Agency, seized approximately 1.2 tons of cocaine. The report stated that the large quantity of drugs has passed through St Vincent and the Grenadines. More recently, in January 2022, it was reported that a female nurse was arrested in relation to approximately 60 kilograms of cocaine, which was seized at the health clinic where she works in Owia, in the north windward end of the country. That matter, for which she pleaded not guilty, is currently before the court, and the next hearing is scheduled for June 2022. The most recent in the long line of incidents pertaining to cocaine possession and drug trafficking in the country also involves a female. On the 25th of April 2022, it was reported that a female was arrested and charged for being in possession of 38 kilograms of cocaine. That was in Union Island. When she appeared in court, she pleaded guilty at the first opportunity, and she's currently awaiting sentence. It is also worth mentioning that in August 2020, a Venezuelan jet, which listed its destination as St Vincent and the Grenadines, was intercepted and seized in South Florida with a large quantity of guns, ammunition, undeclared cash, and endorsed checks. One must not forget either that during a criminal trial in St Vincent and the Grenadines in May 2017, in excess of 20 pounds of cocaine, approximately 9 kilograms, which was evidence in the trial, disappeared from the custody of the police. And to date, no one has been charged and no credible explanation given for the disappearance of the drugs. The series of events which we have listed exemplify a major problem in our society. This is a problem which needs immediate attention. The questions must be asked. How do these drugs get into the country? And who are the people ultimately responsible for these drugs? It is a problem which has caused some to be concerned about the scourge in the society. It is a problem which, if not eradicated, will continue to cause untold damage, untold loss of lives, destruction of families, and incalculable damage in the society. It is a problem which must be addressed. The question must be asked: what is the government's plan to tackle this problem? The alarm bells have long been sounded. The death and destruction of mainly young men who find themselves caught up in the drug trade is catastrophic. Our women are now being implicated in the drug trafficking trade. Our women, mothers, are being destroyed as a result of it. There is little or no facility in the country to treat those affected by the scourge or the effects of the cocaine trade. The bleeding needs to stop. The safety and security of the country and its people are severely threatened. The image of the country is being tarnished with every new incident, as well as with the ongoing incidents. We, on A View from the Outside, cannot emphasize enough the gravity of the problem and how concerned we are. So, we end right where we started, and we asked the question, in view of the surge in the prevalence of the Class A drug cocaine in St Vincent and the Grenadines, are you concerned enough to raise the issue and demand action from the government so that the country is spared, relieved even, from further damage from the effects of the drug trade? Until next week, Justin and all the listeners, this is Brereton Horne with A View from the Outside, with a reminder to send your feedback as usual to aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. We also invite you to visit and like our Facebook page at A View from the Outside, and also to visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel at JMB Horne. Justin, you and all the listeners have a pleasant Saturday, have a wonderful Sunday, and have a productive week ahead as we take action in relation to the cocaine drug trafficking trade